Yo, so Sony raised the price on PSN or PS Now, whatever you want to call it. Let me go back, man, because before I make my point. So when I had an Xbox 360, right? I mean, honestly, the last console I owned or got rid of was a PlayStation 3. But before that, I actually had two Xbox 360s, one for me and one for the kids, my kids. And so I had a Xbox Live subscription for a while when I had the 360. And I maybe had it for, I want to say 2 years. Because I think I got a 360 maybe like a year after it came out, like in 07, I think. Excuse me. Anyway, and so I'm like, man, I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying Gears of War 2. Mainly Gears of War 2 is the thing I played online for the most part. And so, and this was kind of before like G2A was out, so you can get the subscriptions for cheaper. I actually paid through the system at that time. And so, then I think because I was buying them by year, and toward the end, like before I canceled doing it all together, I ended up going month to month. And so after a while, but the only reason I started going month to month was because it was single player games that were out that I wanted to play. I didn't really consistently play online. And so I'm like, okay, well, instead of me sitting here, because I'm paying a subscription, man, and it kind of makes me feel pressured to use it. Like, man, I need to play online to get my money's worth, you know? And so that was kind of my back and forth thing. I was paying for the year when I first started, and then I would sit there and be like, man, I need to play online because I paid for this, subscription, so I need to use it. And then when something cool would come out that I really wanted to play that was single player, I would feel like, man, I gotta rush through this, or I need to go ahead and get rid of this so I can get back on something that's online, but it's multiplayer, like Street Fighter or Gears or Halo or something like that, right? And so lo and behold, I got tired of it, man. I can't remember what game it may have been. It may have been Fallout 3 or something like that came out. And one of those games you really sink a lot of time into, like it's an RPG. And so I'm like, okay, well, I can't do this, man. I can't sit here and keep paying a subscription for Xbox Live and then I'm not using it. I'm not playing online multiplayer, man. And it sucked because I felt like I was just giving up my friends and doing stuff with my friends and whatnot. And I just got rid of it, man. It wasn't worth it to me to keep paying for something that I wasn't using consistently. So it would suck when my friends would like send me messages on Xbox, man, and be like, yo, when you gonna get on Horde, or when you gonna get on Halo, and let's do some matches. And I'm like, man, I can't. And I think even at that time, to even receive a message without Xbox Live was kind of difficult. I don't really remember like the messaging like that. I think you could still receive it because it just downgraded you to a silver membership or something like that back then. And you could still see people playing online and other things like that, but you couldn't use the browser, or you couldn't use YouTube or whatever they had back then, because Xbox 360 was ever evolving and ever changing. They were releasing updates like at least every 3 months or so for 360 back then, because they were changing. It was a lot of changes happening at that time. But anyway, I'm thinking to myself, I want to play with my friends, but I don't want to sit here and worry about this monthly subscription. And that was one of the issues I had with paying the monthly fee, man. Or even if you bought it for a year, I don't want to sit here and be like, man, I gotta play online and get my money's worth. Or, and this was before they started the games with gold thing where you got 2 free games. Because I don't think I was a member at all. I had just given it up by the time that came out, I believe. And so that's one reason why I went to PlayStation 3 at that time, because I didn't have to pay to play. The Xbox 360 was the superior online experience, true. But me sitting there feeling pressure to get my money's worth out of what I was paying for, it turned me off to it. I didn't want to deal with it. I could still sit there and play my games, my single player games, and whenever someone messaged me to play online, I could just go and do it. I didn't have to sit there and try to get so many games in to feel like I'm justifying my purchase to play online. Plus, I'm already paying for a online, paying for internet with Comcast or whoever I had. I believe it was Comcast then. And so it just sucks, man. And so let's skip to now, why I just think this is just such a horrible thing that they're doing by both Microsoft and Sony, charging people to play online when they don't even provide the service for these games. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some games they do provide the service for, exclusives or whatever IPs they own and whatnot, but for the most part they don't. And it's kind of sucky, man, to sit there and pay for this service, and it's awful. And I mean, PlayStation 3, I had more respect for them for the PlayStation 3, at the time before they started making PSN a requirement to play online and all of that, because it felt like they were actually, listening or respecting what I wanted. I didn't feel like I was pressured to pay to play. I just played at my leisure, or what I wanted when I wanted, and I already paid for the game and all of these other things I had to pay for just to be able to play. I didn't have that one more added fee to my experience to worry about. And so I eventually started playing on PC. It eventually just became PC was my only platform to go to, because and I'm not gonna say I went to it because multiplayer and online was free, but it was just something I didn't have to think about though when I did it. The experience of dealing with PC and playing online is just seamless, man. It's just a lot of things you don't have to worry about. Now, this is one of the pros to playing on PC, is that you don't have to worry about paying a online subscription fee to play online, unless you play something like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy, one of those games or something like that. That's different. But in general, to play online matches, you don't have to pay like that or worry about it. So it's a great thing. It's a real great thing. But I don't really think this paying to play online stuff with Sony should fly, man. I think people should get up, stand up, boycott this shit, get this, just everybody cancel their PlayStation. Shit, cancel your Xbox subscription. Just show them, that y'all not finna stand for it. You don't have to switch platforms or whatever to continue. Like, oh, I'm finna switch to PC or somewhere else. Nah, man, if you love console, then stay on console, but just realize, man, that voting with your money and your wallet, man, that's the only way they gonna listen. But y'all keep sitting there trying to, going ahead and paying. And I understand, money is a whole different issue for everybody. Everybody got a different job, different incomes and all of that. Your $10 ain't the same as my $10, and everybody $10, is a different value for them and whatnot. That's understandable. But the thing about paying to play online in general is objectively stupid. It's just stupid, man. Maybe stupid is too harsh a word, but it's not needed. Let's just say that this does not need to happen. I don't think that there's any reason to pay anyone to play online, man. I don't care if you got servers out the ass and you got to pay upkeep, and these are billion-dollar companies that provide these services, man. And throwing money at them like that is not doing anything, especially when you got developers, all these other games raising the price of DLC and everything else just so you can just own the game. It's starting to become one of those things where it's just milking. You're paying. Just, I feel like, man, people should just stop, man. Just be like, yo, we boycotting this. And I know that's saying a lot because it's asking some people to get rid of their online subscription or avoid playing online for a little bit, and that's just some people's, niche. They just love playing online with different people and interacting and all of that. But I think it's a small sacrifice for, a bigger victory. Maybe if enough people decide to not only raise their voice about this, but just boycott the whole thing altogether, and paying online subscription fees, then maybe they'll listen. And then maybe PlayStation and Xbox or both just have free online service. You won't have to pay to play, and that's pretty much what I have to say about it. It just sucks, man. We need to, we as gamers, man, need to make better decisions. But that's a whole new video, I suppose, I could run into. But anyways, thank you for listening. All right, I'll talk to you later.